Hey mamas, this is Playfully Faithful Parenting, and I'm your host, Joy Wendling. I'm a seminary grad and children's and family minister turned stay-at-home mom to my 5 girls. Spiritual parenting is my calling, and it's my passion to help other mamas disciple their kids using the power of play and their own authentic daily walk with Christ. If you're a mama who wants to introduce your kids to Jesus and watch as the Holy Spirit transforms their lives, this is the place for you. I'm so glad you're here. So let's dive in and see how we can partner with God today. Welcome to Playfully Faithful Parenting. I'm Joy and really excited to share a story of a failure turned amazing story. And I don't think I was the hero of the story. I listened to the Holy Spirit, and so the Holy Spirit is the hero, and I was simply obedient and listening. But you will hear my failure first, and this is a parenting fail, and we're gonna go through this story through the 4 levels of the Connected Families framework. So I am a certified parent coach with Connected Families, and in a couple of weeks, I am going to be doing, I think it's July 16th, I'm going to be doing an online discipline that connects with your child's heart workshop. It is a 2-hour long workshop where we will dig in deep to all 4 levels of the framework, and you will have tools that you can immediately take that day and use them to grow in your parenting, to connect with your child, to disciple your child, even in moments of discipline. So the link, if you would like to join me for this online workshop, it's going to be interactive. So you need to be there live. There will be a recording, and you'll have access to the replay for a week. But I really, really want you to be there so that you can participate and that you can help me to personalize the workshop to you and your needs. And if you are not there live, I don't know who your kids are and what you are struggling with. So I invite you to come sign up. The link is in the description or the show notes, depending on where you are watching, listening to this, whether it is on YouTube or in a podcast app. Check those. And I hope you will join me for this. It's going to be so good. It is only $9, and that is just so that I can make sure you show up. But if you promise me you will show up and $9 is too much for your wallet at this time, email me and I would love to help you out. But you have to pinky promise that you will show up live. So that's the deal. Again, 2-hour long workshop, discipline that connects with your child's heart. It is going to be fantastic. So today we're going to go through a situation, looking at the situation through the framework and through the different questions that we ask in the framework. So in the Connected Families framework, we start with a foundation, and each of these parts of the framework, there's a message, communicates a message with your children. The first one is, you are safe with me. The second level is connect. And in that level, we share with our child that you are loved no matter what. Third is coach. You are called and capable. And the last level of the framework, and this is a little pyramid, and so you need more foundation than you do connection. You need more connection than you need coaching. You need more coaching than you need correcting. So there is it's a pyramid. If you're just listening and can't see, correct is you are responsible for your actions. So this is not parenting that is permissive. This is not something where we just let our kids do whatever we want. There is responsibility taught to our kids. There are skills and wisdom taught to our kids. But when we approach this way, if you listen to last week's about mentoring beliefs and not managing behavior, when we approach our children, approach discipline, approach those hard situations in this way, we can help the Holy Spirit and our child make heart change, not just behavior change. All right. So, this story took place a few weeks ago. True story, we had been at the park all day, well, for several hours, because our park has, and this particular park we were at has an amphitheater, and that was where our dance studio was doing their end of the year recital. So I had been there the longest, but all my kids had been there for a long time. And this particular child was in one of the dances. So she had been wearing a costume for a long time. She'd been on stage for the very first time. She had had to listen and perform. And it was time for the family, the rest of the family, to go, but for me to stay so that I could finish cleaning up because I teach a couple of classes. So I was helping with the recital from beginning to cleanup, right? Okay. So we're trying to get my daughter into the van and she's refusing. And she's very upset that I'm staying and she has to go with dad. So, but even at other parks, we have had the experience where when it is time to go, that is a hard thing to leave the park, right? I'm sure you have experienced it. And so what I started doing, I threatened, I chased, I was getting really frustrated. One, because I needed to be working. So, okay, so this is the picture is daughter won't get in the van. Husband is frustrated because he couldn't get her in the van. Other girl was with me. I had taken her to the bathroom. He didn't know that. I didn't know he didn't know that. There was lots of worry, friction going on, right? Okay. Finally, bathroom, daughter is in the car. 4 girls in the car, 1 girl running around because she doesn't want to leave without me. So we began looking at the foundation. And for the question that we ask ourselves in the foundation is, what is going on with me? Me as the parent. For me, in this situation, I'm feeling stressed because I need to go back and clean up. And I feel like I'm letting down my job, right? I'd gotten paid previously, and I felt like I was letting down my job. I was a little frustrated that my husband was frustrated, and that he couldn't do it and I needed to step in. Um, I was embarrassed because I'm a parent coach and to have this happening in public with all these parents and kids that I know, feels embarrassing, right? Especially as a parent coach. So, I was not feeling calm. And I was not communicating with my child, you are safe with me. But then, in a moment of frustration, exhaustion, feeling like I had nowhere else to go, the Holy Spirit spoke to me. I stopped, I prayed, help. The Holy Spirit spoke to me, and things began to change when I listened. I took a deep breath and I got playful. I stepped into a safe and playful mode for my child. So then I've got foundation. Child, you are safe. And I playfully said, hey, why don't you chase me? I bet you can't catch me, right? So let's move to the second part of the framework, which is connect. This one, we are sharing the message, child, you are loved no matter what. This is about unconditional love. And now I know there are parents who will say, by being playful in that moment, I am rewarding her disobedience by playing with her, by offering her connection. But what she needed was connection. The question we ask here in Connect is, what is going on in our child? What is it like to be her right now? Well, someone who's angry, fast, bigger than me is chasing me. That has got to feel scary, even if you know the person. When someone angry is chasing you, it is scary, especially if they're bigger than you. So her fight and flight is probably in high alert, right? Again, tired from a long day and performing. It's past bedtime, so she's hungry, she's thirsty, she's probably overstimulated from all the music, from the costume, from all of it. So physically, she's not feeling her best either. So once I was able to shift from chasing her to inviting her playfully to chase me, her face filled with a smile, and instantly, she chased me right to the van. She was sad to be leaving me. She needed connection, and not a fake connection just to get what I wanted. She needed true connection from me because she didn't want to leave me. And so that is what I offered. We connected in that moment. And then we cooperated with each other. Both of our needs were met. I was not rewarding her misbehavior. I was meeting her where her needs were, which is what Jesus did in the incarnation. Would anyone say Jesus rewarded us with rewarded our bad behavior of, hundreds of years of breaking the law? Jesus should not have been incarnate and stepped in and met us where we were. No, we are gifted with that because he loves us no matter what. And so we can gift our child the same thing and meet them where they are with the needs that they have. And my daughter needed connection. She needed to feel safe. And above that, regardless of how anybody else is acting, I don't want to be an angry, scary person. I don't want to threaten people. I do it with my kids when I'm not my best, and I'm learning and growing and trying to change that, right? But regardless of anybody else's behavior, that's not who I want to be. That's not who I'm called to be. And so I want to be a playful person. I want to offer people, my kids especially, things they don't necessarily deserve, but as loved children of God, created in his image, they are loved no matter what. And I want to meet their needs no matter what. Even if other people think that it is rewarding them for misbehavior, it is showing them love. It is meeting their needs. It is connecting. And guess what? When I did that, we both got what we needed, which was her in her car seat and me connecting with her. All right. The next level of the framework is coach. So in this one, we ask, what skills do I need to build in my child? And honestly, this one was me. This was my fault because I was being scary. I was not being safe. And I was creating an environment that was not conducive to getting what I wanted. Truly. I don't want her to have the skill of immediate obedience when she doesn't feel safe, because I want her to be brave enough and wise enough to stay away from scary situations, even if somebody else asks her or commands her or threatens her to be involved in a scary situation. When she's in high school and kids are asking her to go to parties she shouldn't go to, or get in a car with somebody who's driving who's been drinking, I want her to be able to say, no, that's not safe. I don't feel safe. And so she has to be able to say that to me to be able to say it to somebody else later on. If I'm long term thinking, the skills I needed to build in that one were actually on me. And I think the Holy Spirit coached me, and um that just models to her. We did have a short and calm, short, not a lot of words, conversation about why in public places we don't run away from mommy. Okay. So there was some coaching, right? But ultimately, I think the one who was misbehaving in this one was me. And then, correct, the last part of the framework is connecting. And in this one, we say, child, you are responsible for your actions. We also have to say, mom, you are responsible for your actions. Once I wasn't scary anymore, she did just what she needed to do. And she didn't need to do anything else to make it right. I, on the other hand, apologized for taking my frustration out on her. And for her, again, this modeled taking responsibility for my actions and making things right. So ultimately, I think the situation was my fault. I know other parents wouldn't see it that way, but for me, I believe it was my fault. And she was being age appropriate. She was being scared. She was being tired. She was being sensory overload, like all of those things. But she was doing the best she could in that moment. I was not. But it got me thinking, when I stopped chasing her and invited her to come to me playfully, like, what, as a parent, I'm always trying to parent more like Jesus, to become a person, regardless of parent or not. And in general, be more like Jesus. And does Jesus chase us down? I don't think that he does. Chasing to me sounds, again, very scary. And in Luke 15, Jesus tells this parable about the lost son, the prodigal son, right? 15:20 says, so he returned home to his father. This is the prodigal son. And while he was still a long way off, the father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, then he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. But the father in the story let the son go. He didn't chase him. He sat there and he waited for him to come back. He was invited to come back. He could have come back at any point. And I think that's what Jesus does, is he invites us to come to him playfully. He woos us. He waits for us. And then he will join in and be excited and run to us when we are coming to him. But he doesn't chase after us when we don't want to be caught. And when I invited my daughter to chase me instead, then she came. She felt safe. She felt loved. She felt delighted in, enjoyed. And that's how we feel when Jesus invites us. And so now I will probably mess up again sometime and go chasing after her. But instead, I think I want to try to remember to invite her to come to me instead of me chasing after her. And we will see what happens next time. Yeah, this was just a really significant moment for me in the last month, one that I've not been able to stop thinking about. And it's been a gift, and it's also been convicting and hard. I'm just so grateful that the Holy Spirit spoke to me in that way and brought play to mind and how to do it, and just redeemed that moment. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, if you want to learn more about the Connected Families framework, join me at the workshop online. It'll be in Zoom so we can all participate together. And it'll be 2 hours. So lots and lots of information. So check out your calendars, reach out if you need financial assistance. And thanks so much. I will be praying for you this week. Bye now. Well, mamas, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me on Playfully Faithful Parenting. I'd love to keep the conversation going over on the socials. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you felt encouraged or equipped by today's show, do me a favor and leave a review. I can't wait to hear your story. Till next week, keep playing and pointing those littles to Christ.